Welcome to this video celebrating the potent sky mysteries of October and November of 2019. I'm Kaylin Castell, co-founder of the Shamanic Astrology Mystery School and co-founder of Venus Alchemy and creator of the Celestial Timings. We have some amazing events going on as we approach this cross quarter, the exact halfway point between the September equinox and the December solstice known as Samhain. The exact point of this is when the sun reaches 15 degrees Scorpio, and that will be on November 7, although most ancient cultures celebrated this between the new moon and the full moon, or the full moon and the new moon. That would cover this time of the halfway point between the equinox and the solstice. And they recognize it as a time when the veils between the worlds are thinnest. And so they would use it for divination. They would use it for celebrating the accomplishments of the accomplishments of the previous year. And then they would look at the intentions they had for the year coming. So we have this opportunity to work with this now as we approach the end of October and into the early November of this year. Also in November 11th of 2019, we're going to have a Mercury transit over the face of the sun, visible in the United States. It'll be most visible to the whole entire transit that lasts about 6 hours to the East Coast people. West Coast people, when the sun rises, the transit will already have started. And this is an opportunity very similar to an eclipse. Will accelerate awareness. It will deepen our perception around our reality and how we communicate. And basically our whole reality is created based on what we believe. So what we perceive is true. So this is an opportunity to go deeper into what that might be, so we can change it, so we can change the experience we're having if we want to create a more magical experience. And no matter how magical your experience is already, it can always be more magical. So it's a pretty cool opportunity, and it won't happen again in November until 2032. The last time it happened in November was in 2006. So it's about every 13 years this takes place in November. So also a big event that we're preparing for is the Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter conjunction that's happening in 2020. It's representing the end and beginning of a new way of being, Jupiter bringing in new inspiration and insight about how to create a reality that really works for all of us. And because we're at the turning of a 26,000 year cycle, and that's based on the fact that the December solstice sun rises on the galactic cross near galactic center, and it's something that can only happen every 26,000 years and is happening from at least 1962 to 2034. So we're still in the midst of that. The question to be with is, what are the seeds that we are planting now for not only the new year 2020, but also for the new 26,000 year cycle? Definitely something worth tuning into. And along the way, we can look at some of the other more significant events that are happening in the end of October. On October 29th, there's a Venus-Moon conjunction. You can see here, Venus and Mercury are very close together. On October 28th, that tiny crescent new moon is going to be moving towards Venus. By the night of October 29th, it'll be past Venus. And then by October 30th, it's catching up to Jupiter. And by October 31st, it's past Jupiter. So this represents the ascent of Venus through the sacral chakra gate, and definitely a powerful time to work with ceremonially, to go out and be witness to. This is something that we do deep work around in our Venus Alchemy classes, especially the ceremonial journey of Venus. You can check out venusalchemy.com for more information if you're interested in that. Also, because of the Venus-Mercury conjunction that's taking place, it'll be exact on October 30th, Venus and Mercury have been together since the mid-July of 2019, and they've made 2 conjunctions already. This is the only one visible to our eyes. The other 2 have happened with the sun. And so this is representative of the return of the divine feminine light in the world. There's been a lot of research that shows how ancient cultures saw Mercury and Venus together as that symbol. You can read about it in the Book of Hiram by Robert Knight and Christopher Lomas. If you want to know more. Plus, I have articles on my website about that, and I'll share a little bit more about that when we get to the end of this. And then Mercury goes retrograde in Scorpio October 31st to November 20th. So, of course, Mercury is retrograde, and the only time there can be a transit of Mercury over the face of the sun is when Mercury is retrograde. And usually it's going to happen in the sign of Scorpio. So these are just amazing events that are taking us deeper in to these mysteries. So something that I'm recommending is that if you get a chance, go out on the night of October 29th to see the moon, Venus, and Mercury together, and also to note where Jupiter is in relationship to Saturn, because Jupiter is catching up to Saturn. This is something that only happens every 20 years. And by March of 2020, Mars will have joined Jupiter and Saturn. And on March 18th, the moon is with Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Of course, Pluto's also there, but we won't see Pluto. And this is, again, it'll shift from the evening sky, where we'll see it in October of this year. And then by March of 2020, it'll be in the morning sky. In fact, I think it moves into the morning sky probably around January, where these things will be seen. Mars is already in the morning sky now. So these are one of the things we talk about in shamanic astrology, is how we can deepen our relationship to the sky mystery, something that ancient cultures did and we have lost, and we are now getting back. So our opportunity is to go out and be witness to these planetary gatherings in the sky, and to be open to what is the information, what are the light codes that are coming in for us to connect with, and what insights can we get. Now, if you want more in-depth information, there are lots of articles, there's some videos about these magical sky events on my website, KaylinCastell.com, or celestialtimings.com. They actually go to the same website. If you want more information about Venus and how to work with the Venus cycle, that is at venusalchemy.com. And of course, all of this is based in the shamanic astrology paradigm that was founded by Daniel Jamario. And I'm the co-founder of the school with Daniel. So these mysteries that I'm speaking of, and how we connect with the sky, how we return the sky mysteries to our understanding and to our awareness, to empower ourselves with this knowledge and information, because we inform the mysteries as much as they inform us.